Hi everyone, welcome to Barre Body Online. My name is Lynsey. I'm going to take you through a sculpt class this morning. You're going to need one set of weights. I've chosen a 1 kilogram this morning. You can pick your poison, go up to a 2 or a 3, and we're going to be on a blue spring for the whole class. So you can set your spring now. We're going to stand in the well at the back of the carriage, so between your cables, and we'll take a little stretch this morning. So just starting by rolling the shoulders down the back and away from the ears, letting the feet spread into the ground. Feel your connection to earth. Close your eyes, just take a moment. We've got 45 to 50 minutes, and this is all about you. Exhale, start to bring the shoulders forwards, releasing any tension. And then from here, we're going to circle the hands behind the head. You're going to take a curve with the elbows. Think of sliding the rib cage back rather than folding. Think of it as a squeeze back through the glutes, the core, and the mid-back. And then lift the chest, open the elbows, find that expansion. From there, you're going to come back to the neutral. Slide the right elbow towards the right hip, and then the left elbow to the left hip. We're going to repeat that again. So elbows come together, slide the rib cage back, scoop the belly in, elbows widen, chest lifts, thoracic extension, come back to the neutral, elbow to the right hip, little side bend, elbow to the left hip. Good, come through that center position, stretch the arms to the ceiling, arms open wide, chin tucks to the chest, let the weight of the head guide you down to the floor. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart. You should be able to feel the cables on the outside of your calf. And then bend and stretch the knees here, hanging heavy. Unclench the jaw, say yes, say no with the head. Maybe shrug the shoulders up, let them drop down. Do that again, lengthening through the legs, shrugging the shoulders. And now see if you can soften that little bit closer, nose to the knees. You can keep flexion in the knees, but find that stretch and expanse down the back of the leg. Breathe there for a moment. And then push into your heels to slowly peel yourself up to your standing. Reach those arms back to the sky. This time, hold the left wrist. Take a stretch to the right side. Similar to the first movement, but a longer lever. Come back through center, hold the right wrist over to the left. See if you can keep your waistband level so you haven't let the hips swing. Do that once more each side. Squeeze it out. Squeeze it out. And then we're going to take ourselves into our first set of squats. The arms circle round, the hips drive back, and stand up. You've got to be careful not to impale yourself on those poles behind you. So find a space. Your knees are wide, chest is lifted, and there's a little bit of pressure through the hands as you stand. Good. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3. Driving through the back of the legs, 2, getting a little bit of heat now. Stay down on the next one, little pulses up and down. Make sure those feet are level, chest is up, bum out, belly in. So nothing hanging, draw it up. You've got 7. You're gonna reach for the weights that you've got on the bed in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab those weights, stand all the way up, take a breath. You're going to do a bicep curl standing, and then a squat with a frontal raise. Stand up. Bicep curl. Find that squat, reaching the arms forwards. Now, when you lift the arms, the shoulders lift. Try and keep the shoulders down, or just let the arms come lower. You're working on your deltoids, which is the outside of the shoulder, as you sweep the arms forwards. Bicep curl. Still pressing those knees towards your third toe on the squat. You've got 4. Keep that going for 3. Squeeze the belly in. 2. We're going to stay down, keeping those arms reaching forwards. Little pulses for 5. Drop those shoulders. 4. Weight in the heels. 3, 2, 1. Hinge the chest forwards. Narrow row. You're making an L shape with the arms. Your chest is hinged forwards. The spine is long. And you're bringing the weights towards your armpits, elbows to the sky. 7. 6. Keep those weights, your weight back in your heels. You've got 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the weights back to the shoulders, back to the squat. Drive it down this time, shoulder press. Squat, shoulder press. Big squeeze in the bum without letting it hinge forwards. You want to stay completely stacked in that neutral spine. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down. The weights can come to the chest. Finish with a pulse. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weights come onto the carriage. Hands to the shoulder blocks. And you're going to start to pull the carriage towards you. So you can move your feet back towards your wooden platform. Sink the hips back. Pull on the carriage. Drive it in. Send it out. Exhale. Now you want to feel the mid-back expanding. So you don't want this coming into the shoulders and it's all pinched. Can you be broad across the mid-back? Your belly wants to hang down. Can you keep it scooped up? Elbows squeezing in. You've got 5. 4. Those legs should be feeling a little bit warm, a little bit burny. 3, 2. Hold it in, little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're changing the position. Let the carriage park. If you need to stretch the legs, stretch. And then we're going into part 2. Bend the knees, chest up. This time the arms remain straight on the way in. You scoop the belly. You arch the spine over. Pull the carriage towards your shins. Then sink down, lift the chin, release. Exhale, scoop the belly, curve over, draw the carriage in. Slowly release the carriage out. You've got 5 more. Exhale, scoop the belly in, squeeze it to the shins, and release out. Try not to let the carriage do too much of a yank. Can you slowly resist it in? Slowly resist it out. 3 more. Whew. So now you're working more into the core. The ribs tap down towards your hips. Belly button sucks towards the spine. 2. We've got a set of pulses on the end just for 5. You ready? Draw it in. Tap it to the shins. 5, 4, 3. Lift that belly. 2, 1. And release. Your hands stay on the shoulder blocks. Your feet step back to the edge of your carriage. If you have a little lip, bring your toes to the very top and then allow the heels to lower over the back of the carriage. So you're getting a beautiful calf stretch here. Okay, we're going to lift the heels. Tuck the chin and ripple forwards into your plank position. Squeeze there, and then bring the hips back to the downward dog and lower the heels. So you've got a calf raise here. Lift the heels. Then squeeze forwards, and I always feel a bit like a caterpillar. Head comes through last, and then drive the hips back, lower the heels. Keep that movement going. Heels, tummy squeezes, head comes through last, lengthen through the crown, drop those heels back. You've got 4 more. Lift, scoop, lengthen, shoulders stacked over wrists, pelvis tucked under, so be careful not to be dipping. Keep it squeezed, drop it back, lift, ripple forwards. 2 more like this. And then on this next one, we're going to stay forwards. Find your plank. Can you bend the elbows just slightly and hold? Mine are wobbly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch the arms. Step the right foot forwards onto your headrest. Make sure you're feeling nice and secure, and then grab your weights and stand all the way up. we're gonna go into a 90-90. So you're gonna tap the back knee down, stand up, back knee down, and up. If you feel like you've got the balance, you can add a bicep curl as you lower the knee. You've got 7 here. Now, the lower you go, the better it is. I've got a very teeny tiny back frame for my toes, so it means I can't go quite as far, but if you've got a big, beautiful back to the end of your bed, sink that knee down. You've got 3. 2. 1. Stay down on the next one. Little tiny pulses up and down. You can float the arms to the ceiling. Turn the palms to face the front of your carriage. You've got 4, 3, 2. Hold down. Little rainbow. Shoulder press. Elbows go wide. Reach up. Wide. Reach up. You're drawing that rainbow. Hands stop at that hangman position. You've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms to the sky. Breathe. Can you lift and lower the front heel for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heel goes down. Chest hinges forwards. Bring the weight to the chest. Just the front leg lengthens and softens. The back leg is straight. Your chest remains hinged forwards. So stay on that diagonal from the crown of the head to the back heel. Pumping through that right leg, you've got 5. Nearly there. 4, 3. Keep that eye line long. 2. Stay forwards and hold. You're going to reach the arms forwards for the count of 3, 2, 1. Sweep them back. 3, 2, 1. Crescendo finish. Tricep pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the weights to the carriage. Hands to the shoulder blocks. Bring that knee to your chest. From there, we're going to send that leg to the sky. Pull the knee forwards, lower the hips, find that plank. Drive it back. So now you're in the downward dog again to the plank, but on a single leg. As you pull the knee towards you, if you want to make it a little bit spicier, you can pull the knee across your midline to your opposite elbow. So it will be right knee to left elbow, and you get that oblique twist. You've got 6. When the leg goes to the ceiling, can you get any more extension through that leg? 5. 4. The good news is, last thing on this leg. 3. 2. Last one, pull it forwards, step it back. Opposite knee draws forwards, and you're into your little mountain climbers. Now you can stay parallel, if that feels nicer, or you can continue with that twist, working through the side waist. Keep the shoulders over your wrists. You've got 5. We're going to finish with the left knee forwards and go straight back into that arabesque knee tuck. In 3, 2, hold the left knee forwards. The left leg drifts to the sky and you bring the hips back. Sink the hips forwards to your plank, pull the knee to the chest, deep into the lower abdominals. Leg to the sky. Bring it in. So parallel is your option 1. Option 2 is knee to the opposite elbow. So this time, left knee, right elbow. Remember, you don't want that back leg getting lost in space. Try not to let it end up here. Can you get that full extension and then squeeze it in? You've got 4 more. And we're going to step that left leg forwards into our 90-90s. In 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? Left foot steps through onto your headrest. Take a moment to adjust how you need to with the front and back foot. Grab your weights and very carefully bring yourself up to your standing position. We're into your 90-90s. We're going to soften the back knee down and up. And then if that feels good, bicep curls. Try and keep your hips square and the front knee over your third toe. So don't let that knee drift in. You've got 6. Woo, wobbles. 5, 4, 3, 2, stay down on this one. Little tiny pulses as the arms reach to the sky. Palms turn to the front of the bed. You've got 4, 3, 2, hold still, rainbow arms. Shoulder press. For 6, squeeze that back glute. 5, you've got 3, 2, arms to the ceiling, front heel, lift lower, lift lower. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, hinge the chest forwards, find your diagonal. Just the front knee. Lengthens, lowers, lengthens, and lowers. All the wobbles are super valid. So if you're wobbling, you're having to recruit new muscles, building strength and stability and muscle pathways. So you've got 3. Keep that eye line long. 2, hold down, hold forwards, arms reach. 3, pull those shoulders down. 2, 1, swing them back, hold. 3, 2, little finisher, pulse those arms. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the weights to the carriage this time. Step the feet forwards onto the bed. Bring your knees carefully down onto the carriage. Whew, circuit 1, complete. We're going to do some arm work now with the cables so the weights can go onto the front platform. I always suggest you put them vertical, that way they're not going to roll into the springs. But if they get in the way, you can always put them down on the side. Whew, okay, so when we do cable work, your long loop will be lighter, your short loop will be heavier, and you can always change your mind halfway through an exercise. So pick the challenge I would suggest first, and then you can always creep yourself back. I tend to have my knees a little bit open, feet together. It makes me feel more stable. That's also your choice. Elbows tuck in, nice and close to the ribs. Roll the shoulders down. You want to be exhaling on the effort, so we're going to reach the arms forwards, bend the elbows in. Inhale to return. So notice this is a pretty small movement. My elbows go in line with the ribs, they don't go behind, because otherwise my chest opens. And when my arms reach forwards, they stay below the shoulders. They don't creep up, or the shoulders come and kiss my ears. Inhale, exhale. Good, so this is your base level. If it all gets too much, come back to this. If you want to add more, we're going to add that lift and lower through the hips. So as the arms reach forwards, squeeze the glutes, drive yourself up and down. Exhale, squeeze and down. So now you're getting a little bit of quad and glute activation as well as the arms and chest. We're going to add more, okay? We're going to open and close. The arms reach. They open to a V. Back in line with shoulders, gently sink down. Exhale. Arms open. Come back and down. Keep that movement going. You want to make sure that you have pressure on the way back too. So be careful not to drive and then just sit. No tension. I want you to resist the lower. Slow, 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 slow. See if you can do that. You've got 4 more. And down. Exhale. 3. Watching those shoulders stay down away from the ears. 2. Last one. Hold the arms up. Hips up. Just the arms. Open and close. 5. Squeeze the belly in. 4. 3. 2. Arms stay open. Little circles. Draw them round a little teacup. For 3, 2, we got to reverse. Circle them forwards. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly bring it down. Long loops over your shoulder blocks. Roll the shoulders, have a sip of water if you need one. We're going to go into a little bit more core work now. So your hands are going to come forwards onto your wooden platform. Your toes tuck against the shoulder blocks. And just take a couple of cat-cows to release through the spine. Give your body a moment to recoup before we send it on its next trial. Lift, exhale, in. You've got 2 more. Last one, bring yourself back to your neutral spine. So nice and long through the crown, belly sucked up, shoulders over wrists, knees under hips. And then you're going to exhale and float the knees just off the bed. Bring the knees down. Exhale, belly scoops, knees hover. Inhale, lower. So you're just working through those knee hovers, and they are so small. You only want the knees coming off the carriage about 1 inch, no higher than your own heels. The smaller the movement, the harder it is. And you want to think that you exhale, the belly lifts, then the knees hover off the carriage. So it's 3 separate movements. Exhale, belly scoops, knee lifts, and then inhale and resist those knees going down with as much grace as you can find. Exhale, inhale down. Exhale, inhale down. You've got 3 more. Can you keep those shoulders broad and wide? They're not pinching and lifting. 2. Exhale, last one. Knees come down. You're going to slide the knees out to a kneeling plank. Bring the knees back in. Tap. Exhale, send the carriage away. Tuck the pelvis under. Keep that belly lifted. Bring the carriage in on the inhale. So it's only small. Drive it out. Squeeze the bum. Bring it in. Release. You've got 4 more here. And then we're going to hold that extended plank position and start to wheelbarrow, sending the carriage out and in. You've got 3. 2. Hold that carriage back in that long diagonal. Zip that belly on. From here, you move from the shoulders, move the forearms away from your foot bar, and then draw the forearms back, but not the knees. So the knees don't come under. Keep them away. You're moving stiff as a board, light as a feather. Send that carriage out and away, and then slowly bring the carriage in. Ooh. Exhale in the effort. Inhale on the return. You have 5 more here. Keep squeezing that on. Slow your breathing down to match the movement. Keep lengthening through the torso and be careful not to let yourself dip. You have to stay present in the anterior chain, to the front of your body. You're on 2. And 1. Bring that carriage forwards. Bring the knees back under. We're going to go into a knee stretch, and we're going to move that knee stretch further and further up the carriage. So you're going to start by hovering the knees, hold. Press the carriage out to your plank, bend the knees in. That's 1. Send it out, bring it in. Now send it out, hold, tiptoe the feet forward just a slight bit. Then bring it in, out, in, out. Hold, tiptoe the feet forward just a little bit. Bring it in and out for 2. Hold that plank, little tiptoe forwards. In and out, in and out. Tiptoe forwards, belly squeezed on. You're bringing your feet further forwards up the bed so the tension gets stronger. Once you feel like you've hit your sweet spot, you can stay there. And then from here, you have 5 knee stretches. In, squeeze the bum plank. 4, 3, 2, last one, hold it out, squeeze. And then lift the hips, lower the heels, have a little stretch there in that forward fold. We are going to step your right foot forwards onto the wooden platform, grabbing your weights once you're in position. And they can rest on your foot bar, so you can have the hands and the weights down. If you need a little bit more height, you can put the heads of the weights on there. and we're gonna go into your scooter. So the back leg is pressing the carriage out and in. If your foot is still at the shoulder block, it's going to be very difficult to do this movement, so you do need to bring the back foot forwards. You're sinking through the front knee, chest up, bum out. Whew. And finding that balance. Now, if you feel steady enough, you can bring the weights to the chest. You still want a curve in the lower back, and if you want even more, tricep presses. Arms reach behind you, squeezing that back leg away. You've got 10, 9, 8. Keep the weight over the wooden platform. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, squeeze, hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. You're turning to face, for me, the back, but your left foot is on the carriage, right foot is still forwards. Arms drop by your sides. Make sure your feet are level, and you're going to start to split the carriage out and in your standing side series. Squeeze the carriage out and in. Keep those shoulders dropped and heavy to begin. If you're banging, you can always move your foot slightly further up the bed, and that will give you a little bit more range. Woo. And now from here, arms can start to raise. They never go above the shoulders, and if up in line with the shoulders is too much, by all means do the penguin. Little diagonal, squeeze and zip it in. Little diagonal, and in. Now your glutes are working. Your quads are lifting your kneecaps up. Your shoulders are secure and down the back. And you're exhaling again into the effort. Inhaling to squeeze back in. You've got 6 more here. Can you get the crown of the head to lengthen? 5, 4. Lengthening through the feet, through the legs, up through the spine and out through the head. 2. On this next one, bring the carriage in as wide as your shoulders. Carriage stays active, little squats. The hips slide back and you stand. Keep those knees over the third toe. Your chest hinges forwards, but only because it has to, not because you let it go in a relaxed state. You've got 4. Send those hips back. 3. 2. On this next one, stay down, hold, hinge the chest forwards, back to that narrow row that we did at the beginning. Elbows to the L shape. Armpits receive the weights as you reach up. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, take a little breath. Lateral lunge to finish. I like the left heel lifted. Reach the weights down towards the carriage, stand up. You're trying to keep a long spine and your weight as close to the wooden platform as you can, so you're not drifting away with the carriage. You've got 4. Pull those shoulders down and back. 3. 2. Last one, stay, squeeze, hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, stand up. Take your weights down to the wooden platform again. Bring your hands back to the foot bar, turn yourself to face your springs, press that carriage out to your plank. You have another little wheelbarrow here. This time you've got those knees lifted, and it is the smallest little rock. So you're trying to stay in that long plank position, pelvis under, and you move yourself forwards and back, teeny tiny, feeling all those intrinsic stabilizers kick on. You've got 5, and this is just a little mean bit to go in the middle, 4, before we move to the left foot forwards. 3, 2, 1, step that left foot forwards. Bring the right foot forwards if it's drifted back too far. Grab the weights. Remember, we're going to start by resting the weights on your foot bar, down or on the heads, depending on how tall you want to be. Your chest comes up, bum sticks out, and you're into your scooter. So your hands can stay down on the foot bar. You can bring your weights to your chest, or you can add those tricep presses in at the same time as the leg extends. Make sure you're maintaining that chest up, bum out. You don't want to be here. That goes into your hip flexors. We want you in the left hamstring and working through that mid-back and chest. You've got about 7 more here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it and squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up very carefully. Now we're turning so that the left foot remains on the wooden platform, right foot on the carriage. Roll the shoulders down, check your feet are level, and then from there start to send that carriage out. And the good news is we're on the home straight. So drop those shoulders, keep that breath moving through the body. We have a tendency to hold that breath and it gets quite shallow and you'll fatigue quicker. From there, if you want to add that lateral raise in, here we go. Arms lift, squeeze, close the carriage in. Press away, lengthening through the legs and the head. Remember the option of the penguin arm, just staying low, really feeling the shoulder blades squeeze together behind you and control. So you're not letting them elevate as the arms lift. That's not the initiator. You've got 6, 5, ribs floating over your hips, pelvic floor, so the slow the flow muscle on about 10%. 2, hold that squeeze, draw that carriage as wide as your shoulders into your squats. Down, stand up, down. If you want to add the arms, bicep curls. Now your carriage may want to dance around in that squat. Can you do your very best to keep it as still as possible? Squeeze. It's not an exact science. You've got 6, 5, keep the energy in your heels, which will squeeze through the back of your legs. 4, 3, 2, stay down. 1, hinge the chest forwards, arms reach to the floor, narrow row. You're looking for that long spine. Bum sticking out, chest elevated. You've got 6. Making that L shape with the arms and keeping that carriage still and on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, roll the shoulders, lateral lunge. Arms reach down, carriage sends away. You can have the foot flat or you can have that leg lifted. Just be careful. That doesn't mean that the hip gets to lift. Stay square. You've got 6. Long spine. 5. Careful not to let those weights round the shoulders. Pull them back. 4, 3. See how my left knee stays over that foot on the wooden platform. 2. Stay down and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. You're going to carefully turn to face the back. Bring your hands, eat my necklace, and knees down. Move the weights to the floor. Now we're going to go into a knee stretch pike combo. If you'd like to come to elbows, that's absolutely fine. So you can choose which position here. We go back into that knee hover. You press the carriage out to your plank position. We're into the knee stretch. This is your last finisher movement. Now notice my knees do not come all the way in and my hips sink back. You're coming back to that 4-point kneel hover position. You've got 6, 5. If there's any advanced students, you can absolutely do this with your feet on your foot bar. You've got 3, 2. We're going to take a combo. 1 knee stretch, 1 pike. Carriage folds in with the legs straight, then you bring the carriage in and out. When you do the pike, the heels stay lifted. Your nose comes to your knees. You're trying to find that mid-range where the bum is in the middle at the highest. You've got 3. 2. Just the pikes coming at you. Are you ready for 8? Here we go. Hips to the sky. Inhale as you release. Exhale in the effort again. You've got 4. 2. Last one. Hold the plank. And you're going to press that carriage out an inch, in an inch. Shoulder nudges to finish. 10. Has that belly sagged? Lift it up. Your shoulders are still down away from the ears. You've got 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Hold it out at your furthest hold. Squeeze the bum, squeeze the belly. 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're in. Amazing job, everyone. Let that carriage part. You can bring the hands forwards. Release again in those cat-cows, scooping the belly in, lengthening through. You can make that a disco cat. Hips can swing, head can roll. And because I didn't let you lie down for the whole of the class, we're going to lie down now and take a stretch. Woo. So from there, turn yourself carefully round onto your bed. Bring your feet up onto your foot bar. Take them to the outer corners of the carriage. Let the knees drop. You can turn the head away. You can let the arms drape. And just try and relax into this moment, letting the carriage hold and support you. Maybe take a deep breath in here, and as you exhale, see if those knees can get any heavier. And then before you change sides, make sure you initiate the movement from the core. So draw the belly in to bring the knees through neutral, then the legs drop, the head can turn, and you're back into the twist on the other side. Again, take a deep breath in, feel the rib cage expand, exhale, see if you can soften. Slowly draw the belly in, bring the knees to neutral. Fold the right foot over the left knee, interlace the fingers behind the back of the thigh, and you can gently pull that leg towards you. Remember, when you're stretching, it doesn't need to look good, it needs to feel good. So when you find those tight spots, do not force and twist and be aggressive. See if you can acknowledge the tightness, accept it, and see if you can release it. So use your exhalation to release any tension that's no longer serving you. And use your inhalation to reoxygenate the body and have complete gratitude for stepping into those uncomfortable moments. When you're ready to swap sides, bring the foot back to the foot bar. This time, the left foot comes over the right knee. Interlace the fingers behind the back of the right leg and gently pull that leg towards you. You can keep the foot resting on the foot bar. If that feels nicer for you, you choose. Remember, exhale when you find the depth of your stretch. Don't be inhaling. Let that breath start to move more freely through the body. It's not trapped in the upper quadrant of your chest. And then you're going to bring the feet together onto the foot bar. Feet together, knees wide like a butterfly. Your hands can come to your belly or your heart center. And from here, take a big, beautiful breath in, filling up to the crown of the head, every last sip of air. And then exhale and send that breath like a wave through the body, the pelvis, down the legs and out the toes. On this next breath, breathe all the way in. And as you exhale, allow the crown of the head to float, the shoulders to soften, the spine to lengthen and follow the skull. And then you've got one more breath here just for you. You're going to breathe all the way in. And as you exhale, just acknowledge the fizz, the endorphins, all that energy in your body that you work so hard to achieve. Now you get to harness that and take it into your day. Have complete gratitude for your body and your practice. And then just bring your attention back to the room, gently opening your eyes. And you are all done. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon.